All right, welcome everybody to the Youngstown studio here with our special guest today. He's going to be at the Funny Farm Comedy Club on May 29th. Please welcome the very funny and talented Marcus Monroe. Marcus, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm well rested, as you know. I overslept, missed our first start time to the pod, but I thankfully you're a nice man and you let me defer it an hour. I'm good. It's been a crazy week. It's been like nonstop traveling this month, which is good. I've only been home like 4 days this entire month. I'm leaving again in like an hour for another trip, and then I'm coming to Ohio, baby.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, Marcus, take me back to kind of your start, man. When did you know that you wanted to be a comedian and/or performer? Because I mean, you blend elements, obviously, of both.
So it's so funny. I've always wanted to do it ever since I was a little kid. I was like, I want to be on stage in whatever capacity. So I started doing like theater, like theater classes and stuff, like kids theater stuff. And then I did like community theater. I did everything I could to be on stage, and I loved it. And then I started making my own magic show, and I would like do like magic shows. Then I started juggling, and I do like little juggling magic shows. Then I started just doing juggling shows. I did like juggling shows for like 20 years, like full on pro juggling shows. And then I was like, you know what? The best part of my juggling show is when I'm not juggling. I mean, the jury's still out, but I wasn't great. And I was good. I still can do it pretty well, but I wasn't like, the Michael Jordan or anything of juggling. I was more like the Patrick Ewing, if that makes any sense.
I gotcha.
Still good, but not the GOAT. And then I was like, I'll just do comedy then. And so that's just like such a egotistical thing. I'll just do comedy. It was so hard, such a learning curve, but I'd already been on stage. So I already kind of had like a persona, and I already kind of knew my perspective on most things, like who my character was on stage. It's not really a character, but who I am on stage. So yeah, it was kind of easy in that way, but the writing was a challenge, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, as far as like the juggling aspect of it goes, and I've seen a lot of videos of you up on like a unicycle, I think, when throwing stuff. Like, I mean, have there been any like crazy mishaps with that? I mean, there's got to be a big learning curve, up to that, obviously, too.
Dude, sorry, I got more light. I could turn. Yes, crazy. The craziest thing I ever did on stage, I was opening up for the band Cake. Do you know Cake?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was like a New Year's Eve show, and it was at my hometown in Milwaukee. This was like 2006, so this was a while ago. I'm dating myself here, and but you look like you might be a millennial as well. So
yeah, I'm 40. I'm 43. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So I bought a 12-foot tall unicycle on the internet, and then I decided to juggle a prop I invented called the Norch, which is a knife and a torch taped together.
Yeah.
And then I took a helmet, and it wasn't like a safety helmet. I put fireworks on the helmet. And then so the show, everything's going well in the show. The audience is kind of lukewarm on me because I'm a juggler opening up for Cake. They're just like, come on, we want to hear Cake, not watch a kid's talent show. So then I bring out this unicycle, and everyone's like, wait, is he going to ride that? Then I light these things on fire, and they're like, what? Then I light my firework helmet, and everyone starts going crazy. And I didn't drop nothing. I didn't mess up. But when I was done, because you asked if I had any crazy mishaps, I was supposed to go back to the ladder that got me on the unicycle, but I was like, I'm gonna live forever. So I just jumped off the unicycle, and then I broke both my feet at the same time. Yeah, in front of like 3,000 people. I was like, ugh. And then I had so much adrenaline. I just started dancing. I was just like crunch, crunch, crunch on my feet.
Oh, dude,
it's not good. So I couldn't walk for a while, but that was probably the best/worst show ever.
Yeah, dang, man. I mean, both that obviously happened on the landing down. Did you miss the ladder then, or was that?
No, I just decided to jump off. I didn't even go to the ladder. I was just it's gonna be better. It'll be like a quicker time down. I get more time to celebrate. Very anticlimactic to just like juggle and stuff and be like, all right, now I gotta take my time to get down. Yeah. It wasn't like, I was just feeling the vibe, and that's kind of like that impulsivity has not left my show. Like my show, I have a path that I want to go down when I get out on stage. I kind of know where I want to go. I'll take some detours, but sometimes like something happens in the crowd or in my brain and I go way back here, like how Trump says he does the weave. Like I'm weaving left and right. I'm going all over the place. And then sometimes I don't even make it back home, but when I do, it's fun. But so that's like the beauty of a live show though too, is just like anything could happen. It's rehearsed, but it's to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm. Speaking to the comedy aspect of what you do, I mean, was there anybody that that you kind of looked at as an influence, or anybody that kind of guided you once you decided that you're going to make more like stand up, be kind of more a part of the act?
Yeah, there were like comedians I looked up to in general, even before I wanted to do stand up comedy, like Andy Kaufman, huge influence, very funny, very like absurd comedy, very Steve Martin. I like those two guys. And then when I started doing comedy, I looked at people like Rory Scovel, TJ Miller, people who are very fearless on stage and not afraid to like put themselves in awkward situations and dig themselves out, try to see if they can dig themselves out of it. To me, that's very fun. Like when you go up without like a safety net. And I think Rory and TJ are like good examples. And Maria Bamford is a great example of someone who does that too. But I'm not trying to put myself in that category saying I'm, at that caliber. I'm just saying like those are people who like I really enjoy listening to and watching like from when I just started comedy till now.
You have a series of videos too that are hilarious, where it's like you're intentionally bombing on Instagram, kind of you're dressed up as different stuff and doing bad comedy on the subway.
Yeah.
How did that all kind of come about? And have there been any like weird run-ins as far as doing that?
That's a great question. So it came out. I started doing characters in the subway about not 2 Octobers ago. And it started out me just like doing my own jokes in the subway. And I knew they would bomb. I knew it was going to be cringy, but I didn't understand how cringy it was going to be. And I was like, oh, I can't bomb on my own jokes. Like, it hurts too much. So I started writing like dad jokes and puns, and I found these characters. And some of these dad jokes and puns I didn't write. They've been out forever. They're just like traditional puns on Halloween or something, So I and my friends and I'll say, hey, I'm going to be this or that on the train. We'll get a bunch of jokes together. I'll pick the best ones, and then I'll go out in the subway dressed as whatever. So like I've done it like over 30 times, and I've been I have a list of things I've been on the subway.
I saw you did you did a wrestling one. You did one where it was like baseball themed.
Yeah, I did that yesterday. That's right. I did an alien. I haven't posted that yet. A knight in shining armor, still have to post that. But I've done a biker, a stoner, Amish man, a pilot, Amazon guy, of 2 different types of ventriloquists. Ronald McDonald, a wrestler, a rat, an emo guy, Satan, Jesus, Cupid, the Grinch. The list goes on. So then basically the joke is that like I say a joke and then I cut to someone on the subway. Usually they're not enjoying the joke, or they're rolling their eyes, or they're rolling a joint, or so they're doing something, and then I go back, and then so kind of it's like anti-comedy in a way, but it works so well because I think my character is like really into it, and like he really wants to bring joy to the people, and everyone else is just like, no, we didn't ask for this. So yeah, that's been really fun, and I've started posting videos. Well, it first started for holidays. Like I'd do like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like, Valentine's Day. And that made sense because like here are like the characters, like the mascots for those holidays doing jokes in the subway. Then I just went off on like, it became a little untethered. Just went off on supervised. I just started doing like a foot, just like random things, objects. And that went okay. And then I realized, okay, there should be some kind of reason why I'm doing it. So now I started thinking like, okay, well, Star Wars Day is coming up. I should be a stormtrooper. So I did that, and that got like millions of views. It was great. And I have the Tonys are coming up, so I'm going to be like a Broadway guy doing Broadway jokes on the train coming up. So that'll be kind of fun. So look out for that. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. People do get upset sometimes. Not, I'd say like 3% of the time, people on the train like they'll like put their hand to their face to their camera, like, oh, like paparazzi, like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's so many cameras everywhere in the city, like why
Right.
is this one so any different? But I get it. I understand if they don't want to be part of my content just because they're riding the train. I'm not going to force you. I don't ask for any money, and I'm usually on a train for like 30 seconds. I tell my jokes for one stop, then I get off and tell the jokes on another car. So I'm not bothering people, I hope, is not as much as people think I am.
Yeah, I get the material reminded me a little bit. Did you ever see the Norm Macdonald roast, or there was a Bob Saget roast where Norm Macdonald went up there and he intentionally bombed? He was reading from like this 50s or 40s like retirement joke books thing, and he was just literally some of the material reminded me of that because it's like these really old corny jokes, and he's sitting there and he's doing them like dead serious, and nobody knows what he's doing at first, and then by the end of it, like all the comedians are like rolling over laughing because they realize he's bombing on purpose, which is just like it's hilarious.
Dude, that's so funny. I love that. I love Norm. I loved watching that. I love, dude, like it's so, not a lot of people do this. Like the Unknown Comic was the guy that had like a paper bag over his head and did kind of one-liners like that too. Really funny jokes. Not a lot of people, I think. See, I was kind of trying to find like my lane in social media. I wasn't sure what I was doing. If I was going to be like a clip guy, a crowd work guy, a spoof guy. Am I just going to play, what am I going to do? Am I going to do a little bit of everything? And then I started doing the Subway stuff and it started taking off. Like every video was getting like 100,000 views. They don't anymore, but when I first started, it was new. So I was like, whoa, what's this? And so I think it's just like, it just also happened. Like I was just trying to find something that was different that also wasn't burning all the material for my show as well. Because I want people to like come to my show and be like, oh, I've seen this on the internet. I could have just stayed home.
I got you. Do you think you learn more, from the stand-up perspective? I mean, do you think you learn more from bombing or from killing?
Oh my God. That's a great question. I think you can learn more from a good bomb. Like if you bomb, like you're just tanking. I think you can learn a lot about yourself. But you'll remember that, I think, it'll stay with you longer. A good kill is like a good high. Like it's like doing like the best drug, and then there's like, but it doesn't last too long. The high, like then you come down pretty quickly. So I think a good bomb will stay with you longer. It'll hurt a little bit more, so maybe you'll learn from it a little bit better. But I've learned from both. I've learned from bombing and from killing. You learn a little bit of what to do. Like you learn what to do when you're killing. You learn what not to do when you're bombing. So you kind of need both, I think. But definitely people think, oh, bombing is going to be terrible. But sometimes I bomb and I'm so happy I did it because I wanted to try a joke a certain way. And I did it and I just didn't work. And now I know. So there's like good things can happen. A lot of people will come to a show, and if a joke didn't do well, they're like, oh man, I'm really sorry about that. That joke didn't do well. I'm really sorry. And of course, even though you're wanting to get the laugh, part of you is like, no, this is the process. If I went out and everything worked the first time, all the time, there would be no fun in comedy, because the best part is when a new joke works. Every comic will tell you that their favorite part of comedy is when you write something, you get an idea, you write it down, you put in the work, you take it on stage, and it kills. It gets a laugh. You're like, oh, okay, I can keep doing this. It's validating. It's reassuring that your writing's not going to waste. And also, it's like Mark Norman told me this, but writing a new joke is like currency, because this is how you make your living. So saying you can still do it, you can still keep working. So it's good when a new joke works. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer to your simple. You're like, what time is it? I'm like, well, time is a construct.
Sorry. You also too, like you perform on everything from cruise ships to underground, the comedy clubs and stuff too. Do you have to tailor your act depending on kind of where you're at? I mean, or is it just kind of well, and which do you prefer the most?
Oh, my favorite place to perform is whatever's playing me. No. I mean, I've done a lot of corporate shows. I've done a lot of comedy clubs. I've done a lot of bar shows. I used to do a lot of cruises. I don't anymore. I used to do a ton of colleges. That kind of market has dried up a little bit. But whenever, it doesn't matter where I am, if I'm in the zone, it feels so good. And what I also like to do is when people, like if I'm not headlining a show, say I'm featuring, which means like I'm doing 20 minutes right before the headliner comes out on stage. To me, it's like the best spot to be in because there's not a lot of pressure of people like be like, oh, this guy better be good. I paid a lot of money to see him. It's kind of like, oh, who's this guy? He's like the opening band. You're like, oh, I kind of know him, but I kind of don't,
Yeah.
like that's a good position to be in because you can try new things and you can, try that new joke. And so when I'm headlining, I try to do just like the stuff I know works. But when you're featuring, it's fun because you're at a real club with a lot of people there and you're trying to see what, trying to work on the new stuff. Okay, wait, just tell me what was the question again? I'm off on a tangent again.
No, just where's your favorite places? Kind of what you prefer most as far as the different places you perform.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get at. So like when I'm doing like the feature act, it's really fun to for them to not know who you are, then to get them on your side. Does that make sense? Like when I'm opening for like Mark Norman or someone, it's like, okay, they don't know who I am, but like that's so fun for me as a performer. Like I love doing that. When I'm at a corporate show, I just want to be killing right away because those pay so much money and like I always want to do them. And like, some corporate shows are like, yeah, we like him, but will he cut his hair? And I'm like, no, I'll never, but like I still like just they're so fun. So I love just like trying to win everyone over right away in a corporate show. It's to be very likable, but also very self-deprecating because you don't want to be like too like egotistical. They'll read through that pretty good. So each kind of venue I perform at is I like them all because it's fun to try. I have different goals at each venue. A comedy club, I want to try to get as many LPMs, laughs per minute. But God, I hate myself for saying that, but as possible. It's and when I was street performing, when I was juggling, I would do like street shows. I go to festivals and it was like a very like punk rock way of performing, just like anywhere's my stage, man, and I just like plug in and play. But I'm like juggling, so it's kind of lame. But that was just like make as much money as possible, be as entertaining to make as much money as possible. So like each venue has different goals and each one's a little different depending on like what your objective is. But that's kind of how I also will cater the show because the show I do at a comedy club can't be what I do in Utah at a conservative college, in like Salt Lake City. I have to be clean. I can be dirty at a comedy club, but is that really am I a dirty comic? Not really, but I also do have some kind of dirty stories that are kind of fun for me to say because I'm not specifically like a dirty comic. So, I got a little of everything.
I got you, man. So kind of looking forward, the rest of this year. I mean, obviously you're super busy. You gave me your schedule before with this interview and stuff, and you're kind of going somewhere pretty much every week. But what's kind of the rest of this year sort of look like for you? And what, I guess, kind of short-term, long-term goals? I mean, anything like, kind of the 5-10 years from now, where you'd like to see yourself?
Oh man, great question. So this year in 2026, I think I'm just going to be touring as much as possible. I'm going to try to get every weekend. I want to be somewhere doing a show. So and during the week, I'm usually in New York trying to get better jokes together. So that's kind of what I want to do. I'd love to be able to like go out in any major city and like play a show. Like that's my goal as a performer. It's been my goal for years, like to just be able to go to any major city and get a crowd. And thankfully it's getting better every year. Every time I go back to like Chicago, I'm selling more tickets. So that feels good to keep growing. So I'm going to be coming back to a lot of the same towns I was at this year, but hopefully the show will be different and we'll grow it, keep growing. I'll keep coming back. Few long-term goals. Yeah, man, I just want to keep doing it, having fun. I never know what's going to happen. I have and it's an interesting life because, I started out thinking I was going to be like this comedy juggler my whole life. And then I made the pivot to stand-up comic. So who knows, maybe in 5 to 10 years, I'll be doing like ventriloquism, in like, like who knows? Like I just like performing. I like, keeping it, changing it up a bit. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I hope whatever I'm doing, I'm on stage and people are laughing.
I got you, man. I got you. Well, Marcus, if people want to reach out to you or find you online, and anywhere specifically that we should direct them.
TikTok, for Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Pick your poison. I'm on all of them. YouTube. I gotta post some more YouTube. I'll do that this week. Thanks for reminding me. But yeah, please, marcusmonroe.com is my website. But if you message me, I'm pretty good at getting back to people. If you're not weird, so please just if you want to send me a message, love to do that. Also, yeah, I'll be in Youngstown, Ohio. I'm so excited. I love Ohio. Round on the end, high in the middle. My old roommate is from Ohio. One of my favorite jugglers is from Ohio. It's a good town. Love it. Looking forward to being back.
Thanks, man. Well, Marcus, hey, thank you again so much. Once again, Marcus Monroe will be at the Funny Farm Comedy Club here next on May 29th. Yeah, but please check him out. We'll stick the ticket link here below as well too. But Marcus, hey man, thank you so very much for the time, man. Much appreciated.
Thank you. And again, I'm really, really sorry I overslept. That never happens. I feel like an idiot. I'll Venmo you some money.
You're all good, man. Dude, no, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. I hope I'll see you. Come on out, Ohio. We'll have some fun.